We sometimes can live in a polarized world. Oftentimes, adolescents in general feel marginalized, and so it's a profound sense of powerlessness for them.
They want to live lives that matter. You change the world by changing the way that we interact with one another.
When they listen to others, have empathy for each other, and think critically, they're gonna go on to impact the world. Narrative 4 is an empathy into action program that allows students to build community, share their stories, and actually gives them a voice. This is a special program that has really allowed us to enrich the lives of our students.
This past October, a group of 10 of us got the opportunity to go to Kentucky. We didn't think that they were going to be very accepting of us, but we went and met the most welcoming, nicest people. The Kentucky students have now come here. They're getting to experience the Bronx for themselves.
Good morning. Welcome to our humble home.
I come from a really small town. I didn't really know or was ever exposed to the diversity of different races, different religions, different political groups. I had no idea.
The whole purpose of Narrative 4 is I walk in your shoes and you walk in my shoes. You try to feel the emotions that that person felt.
I'm going to tell your story in first person, and you would tell my story in first person. That way, you're actually embodying the story, and you're kind of allowing yourself to visualize it and live through it. One day, I came home, and our front door was busted down. Everything that I had in my room was basically destroyed. And basically what happened was that my stepdad was dealing out of our house, and so the cops broke in and kind of searched our entire house.
I mean, if I can be by myself, flying in a 10-hour flight in a country where I didn't speak the language, have a mental breakdown on my bed, and then recuperate from all that there wasn't much that I couldn't do.
I was playing tag with my cousins, and I almost fell off a cliff.
Growing up, I went to church a lot. I was Christian.
When they seen how bad it was, then they sent me to the hospital.
I feel like when you talk to people about a situation that you never really talk about, there's always some type of connection. I think if I never told you this, you would have never told me either.
Narrative 4 is not here to change your mind. What Narrative 4 does is it says you can hold on to the integrity of your beliefs and understand somebody else's.
This has shown them to listen to others, hear things from a different experience, be willing to be more mindful. Their stories become important, and therefore they feel important. Narrative 4 has allowed our students to excel more academically. Rates of suspensions go down. I think that if we really worked with Narrative 4 and had it in more schools and more communities, the empathy, the level of discourse in this country would go up.
If you would have asked me what was possible in this world a year ago, I probably would have been like, well, nothing's possible because this world's in shambles. Since I've been introduced to Narrative 4, there's literally nothing that I can think of right now that I think about as impossible. Put yourself in somebody else's shoes, because it changes the way you see your neighbor, your friend, and the world.
You realize that we're not that different at all. There's people who try to pit us against each other, but through Narrative 4, through building empathy, we actually can bring ourselves together.